Hello, good evening everybody, welcome to One Hub Racing. We are back, I'm back more importantly, for the Brazilian Long. I'm with Austin, I'm with Cam as usual, and it's Brazil. And anyone who knows me knows I am so excited for this one. I don't think you two are as excited, but I can't wait for this.
I mean, who's supposed to talk first?
Floor, really?
Yeah, so I'm excited for the track. I love the track, I enjoy the track, it's a beautiful one. The championship situation, however,
who cares?
Doesn't really give us much, does it?
Well, it means that we get a good race. Trust me, from my knowledge of watching real F1 for a start and F1 League racing, doesn't matter what context you're going to this race. It's just something about the place. You just get good racing no matter what the situation. If there's a championship finale, it'll be a good one. If there isn't anything, you'll still get a good race.
Well, I can tell you why you pretty much always get good racing on this track. You have a couple long straights, that helps. Slipstream, DRS, everything, you know. You only have really 5 heavy braking zones into the center S, into turn 1, into turn 4, into turns 8, 10, the 2 right-handers, and then into turn 12, Jung Sao, right before the start-finish section, really, because there's still 3 corners inside the start-finish section, inside the third sector there, that are all flat out, and so, you know, no one really counts them, but the official F1 track map does. And so overall it's 15 corners, but really only 5 braking zones or heavy braking zones. Other than that, you know, it promotes very close racing. The track it's not the widest, but I think we're going to get to that one next week. But it is rather wide, especially where it needs to be, which is on the start finish straight and into turn 4.
Exactly.
And yeah, it allows, because the second sector, what I mean especially is from turn 6 all the way to turn 11, 12, to the end of the second sector, beginning of the third. It's so short, you really only have like 3 or 4 corners there, and then instantly you're up to full speed again on the stuff straight. It's like an oval with an infield, almost, is what it feels like.
That's a good way to describe it, actually, yeah.
It kind of looks like it too. It looks like a tri-oval with an infield, with the only exception being that, I don't know, someone took a hammer and put in the center S. But other than that, it really looks like a tri-oval with an infield. And every time you have that, I feel like such a track promotes just really, really good racing and close racing and battling all the way through. And being such a short track as well, that we will have 36 laps around here. One of the shortest tracks on the calendar, at just over 4.3 kilometers long. And you can see it in the lap time as well. The lap record, the official lap record, stands in real F1 at a 1:10.54, posted by Valtteri Bottas in 2018, and that's during the race. That doesn't include qualifying. So in qualifying, expect for these drivers here 108s, maybe 107s. If someone can really nail a lap, 107s might be possible. I would look at low 108s for qualifying here.
107.
Sorry, what did you say, Ken?
White Fountain's gonna get like a 106.
Yeah, most likely. Yeah,
well,
I was gonna say it, but look, if there's someone
do you know what I was
who can do
say?
that,
look out for SOR Hamilton today. After last week, he was genuinely the quickest driver out there, and I'll say it week in, week out, we're still looking for a non-Red Bull or Ferrari driver to win. It's only a 12-car field at the minute. May grow, may not grow. He's got such a big chance today. It's got to happen at some point, doesn't it?
well, he does, but the one thing that has, let's say, hindered him last time was the penalties.
Mm-hmm.
With this track, I mean, it's hard to get a penalty here. It's harder, certainly, than was last week in Mexico. I'm going to give you that, but turn 2 is one where I would look at... sorry, what?
It was Austin last week. So sorry if I just get that out there. Yeah, everyone gets confused.
Oh yeah. I always remember it the wrong way, because I always call it Tex-Mex week, and so I always think the US Grand Prix is before Mexico, but it's after. My bad. Yeah, but even still, my point does still stand that it's easier to get a penalty at Coda than it is here at the Brazilian Grand Prix, because again, you only have a couple heavy braking zones and not many more. And maybe turn 8 if you really stretch it, but other than that, I don't see any way for anyone here to get loads of penalties. Turn 2, in the middle of the center S, and then maybe if you run wide on the exit of turn 4, you shouldn't run wide on turn 5. And that's about it, really. There's not that many places, because there's grass all around the track for the most part, with a couple of exceptions, as I mentioned. Turn 2 on the inside. Turn 3, if you take the curb on the inside a bit too much on the exit of turn 2 and then into 3, you can also get a penalty there. But those are the few spots where SO Hamilton would have to watch out for during the race to not get penalties. But I think if it was really close even on penalties last time, so I wouldn't be surprised if this time, because the track does help him in that regard, that he actually takes away the win here. And in what better car could he do it than the Haas, considering that it is now the first car, I don't know if you've seen this, Owen, that we've seen the new livery of.
The what? Haas?
Yeah.
It's,
on
well,
Twitter.
you see, I call it a Penske. You'll probably know what I mean
It
if you
really
watch
looks like
IndyCar.
one, doesn't it?
It's a Penske.
It looks like it for sure. Yeah.
And I like it.
Yeah, it looks beautiful. Last year, the black and a little bit of gold there. I don't know.
Crap. I hated it.
It wasn't. Yeah, it
Simple
wasn't
as
my
that.
thing either. It wasn't my cup of tea either. But this one, oh, it's beautiful.
Well, you know, this reminds me of one thing I got to do tonight, because I haven't done all season. Car review, livery review. I've never done this before. I always do helmets. Before all these new liveries come, we should probably take a little look at this car back. No, this is me. I was doing this tonight anyway, regardless, because suddenly we weren't going to get massive numbers, so I got to think of new things to put into this. I'm trying to make this race seem interesting, but people need to join. I've already jinxed it, I think.
Cam, can you save me, please?
Oh yeah, I forgot you're here. Hi, Cam. Sorry, I forgot you were here a minute.
Wow!
Input, please. What are your thoughts on your car, also?
I mean, it's blue.
Yeah,
That's not what I meant, Owen.
that's what I meant. Just be glad.
Jeez.
Last week you got with me for like a month, so. Oh, that's weird.
What's weird?
Well, last time we'll speak to each other for like a month, because I mean, as you know, I disappear for a week and then just come back. So you'll never hear me again until the next commentary.
I was about to say it will be the happiest time of my life, but that's not true.
It'll be the
That's not
best
true.
week of the decade.
Yeah, I mean, it could very well be, but for other reasons.
Ugh.
But the final 2 races of the season here, we are getting ready finally. Even the league coordinator, who just coincides to also be the drivers' champion and team championship winner, White Fountain. I wonder if there's shenanigans afoot there, but finally we got it underway with 5.5 minutes late. And we are now heading to Brazil. And I would say this is our best chance. I mean, this is our only chance, really, at another wet race.
Well, I'll always
There
bring
is
it up.
not going to be rain
I
in
will
Abu Dhabi.
always
Come
bring
on,
it up.
Owen.
I
mean,
watched
there
it.
could be.
I watched it happen. It's happened before. I was in the stream. I watched it. It was a league that ILR 4-1 season. It rained in Abu Dhabi. It can happen. I've seen it with my own eyes. It's on the internet. It can happen.
Okay. Let me rephrase then to what I was previously about to say. It's our best chance at a wet
Yes,
race.
there you go. That's better.
Yes, it could happen, but come on.
And has happened in other leagues before.
Yes, but 1 in 100, 1 in 1,000. What are the odds?
Well, with the amount of cursing we've done this season, you just never know.
Fair enough. But let's see what the weather's like here at Interlagos. It's dry for sure. That's one thing we can note. A couple of clouds up there, but for the most part, it looks good. Oh, we have the track map again. Oh my god, yes.
Yeah.
I'm still not over this. I still love this, and it's beautiful. It's fantastic.
Have you got a weather forecast, Cam?
Shush, chef. It is.
For the race as well?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh. All right, hoping for rain in Abu Dhabi. Let's go.
Definitely gonna happen. So Scorpion then first man out onto track. Well, actually, thinking about it, we've only got Ferrari and Renault to have 2 cars, and I think TB's got another qualifying ban, if I remember correctly, after the shenanigans of last week. Even though he pulled off a turn 1, I'm pretty sure he still has another penalty. So only sort of one team has a chance to pull off any form of slipstream of that back straight. Well, actually, no, just because TB can't really be on track, can he?
Well, I've seen before the drivers, even though they have a qualifying ban, were out on track.
It's illegal, that.
I'm not sure if the stewards are going to let it slide if he actually helps out his teammate during the qualifying session.
I don't think that's very fair.
Yeah, I don't think either. So look, I'm not part of the steward's office, but if I could give him advice, just stay in the pits and just watch. It's probably for the best.
Yes.
We are, as far as I'm aware, we are still expecting another driver to join during the qualifying here.
Yes, Spaniard, I think.
Spaniard, indeed. So the second Haas. So Hamilton could get some help.
He won't be able to get into his car until the race, though.
That is true, but at least during the race, he can get help.
Well, maybe when he's lapping him, but unless he has an accident or something and ends up behind, I imagine Hamilton would stay ahead of his teammate the whole race, because we know he's got the pace for it. It's all about, honestly, him versus White fighting on the Ferraris today.
Fair enough, but think about strategy playing into this as well. We have safety cars now, remember that. And if, due to pit strategy or whatever, Spaniard somehow ends up in a position, we might very well see some team strategies be pulled.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see what the guys come up with as we get yellows for Luke, who is spun off. He's broke the front wing. That's at turn 5. And there's no one behind him that's too close, so he should be able to get back up to speed again. But yeah, that's on the hard compound tyres, and that's a tyre that you just don't want to go anywhere near on this track if you can. They're terrible. They're simply terrible. Anyway, Scorpion has gone fastest. He's also, by the way, I don't know if I mentioned his helmet design too much, but look at it. It's absolutely... It's got that Arrow McLaren livery on that, and it's just... Oh, it's vibing. I love it. Look at that. Hamilton on the mediums is very close to that soft time. So he's putting his first punch out there, nice and early. A whole second quicker than Cam, I add.
Don't put Cam under pressure.
Just saying.
But to hold your horses, Owen. As good as that time seems to be on the mediums, I don't think that Scorpion's time there on the softs is very competitive. As I said before, the low 108s is where most of these drivers are going to end up. On the softs, low to mid 108, so a 109.1 is not going to be...
Jay, turn 6, on the way out to turn 6, I reckon he's lost it through 5 and hit the wall on the inside and rebounded out, but we'll see. I'm on board with White Fountain as he's about to head past it. Looking for some debris, possibly on the inside. Yeah, that's what he's done. Yeah.
Very, very unlucky. So, TB not even starting from last, despite having a qualifying ban.
The joys of just sitting in the pits and doing nothing.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's why I would always say, look, if someone has a qualifying ban, just go out there, just do like a really nice slow lap, just so you're sure you're not starting last. You can start second last, but at least you have that one position.
So, White Fountain then, only 2 competitive soft times at the moment. Patino fastest on a 108.8. Let's see where White Fountain will go in comparison to that. It's quicker by over a quarter of a second, but like I say, you're seeing there as Chris goes third. The Hamilton, I mean, that's a good time, I think, as Spaniard joins being 6/10 off on those mediums, ahead of the other mediums by quite a distance as well. So I think it is a good first run for him. It's encouraging.
It is for the mediums. That is an especially good time, but expect all of these times to improve going forward. Again, 108.5 from White Fountain is not what he can do. I would say none of these drivers are at their limits right now. The track is going to evolve as it almost always does, unless it rains, which, as we heard from Cam, it won't. So, yeah, just give it time, and we're going to see the best times for most of these drivers come towards the very end of the session.
Well, I certainly don't doubt that, but the fact that Hamilton on one set of mediums is so much quicker than the rest, his evolution's also obviously going to go at the same rate, if not more, since he's now under the sauce until the end of the session. As should most others, thinking about it. I don't know why Lukey's still out there doing laps on the mediums. But he needs to really get in and sort that out. Same with Jory trying to go out on the hards. He will want to change that as well. But surely everyone should be on the softs now. There's no reason to not be. You can easily qualify on them. Just get yourselves out there.
Well, no. The thing is, I would assume most drivers have 3 sets of the softs and 1 of the mediums, no hards, with the exception of King Jord, as we can see. Which I'm not sure why he did that, but I don't think it's a smart call. So 3 sets of the softs, 2 of the mediums, or 1 of the mediums, sorry, for qualifying. And I think Luke is just trying to get some time in to, practice the track a little bit more, get into a rhythm. And with 3 sets, remember the track here is short. Let's say one qualifying stint of outlap, hot lap, in lap is around 3.5 to 4 minutes long. And, you want to time this right. He does come in now. But you want to be honest, you want to really give yourself 2 runs. And the way I would time is I would basically go out for my first banker lap about probably around the 10-minute mark. Do the 1 out lap, hot lap, in lap. If the hot lap wasn't any good, just cool the car down and then go again. Just adds another 2 minutes 20, or not even. And then the final run, I would go out on track with around 1 minute and 40 left to go.
So Hamilton then goes fastest by nearly a quarter of a second. I want you to continue on this lap at the minute. Luke went up to 5th as well, and Scorpion invalidated. So we haven't had too many laps in the second stint. I guess maybe going back to your idea of they're waiting a while, but yeah, we'll keep an eye on Vitinho. His teammate still hasn't come out, and yeah, Jory has come out on the hards. He's right behind, as you can see. So,
Ooh,
that's a
Vitinho.
slide. Yeah, that's a proper slide there.
That was a nice one right there, but he held it, and that's good enough, But that lap
lost some time now. Lost some time.
Obviously toast that lap, and I think he might. He doesn't come into the pits.
Pit there. He's also derating. It's not a big enough improvement to even get a position up. It's just that actually, for me, that's a good sign, because he's lost all that time, messed up his ERS, and is still that close. Maybe there's plenty more time in there to be found.
Yeah, I think Vitinho. I mean, isn't this his home track? I mean, with the name Vitinho, it sounds so Brazilian, and it is his home track indeed. Yeah. So, if there's one track where Vitinho really wants to show his best self and get a really, really good result, I would argue it's probably here.
I'd agree.
I mean, that's good.
Yeah, I mean, he has got the pace at the minute, so we'll see if he can hold it. At the minute, though, I'm watching Lukey. Let's see how he handles these soft compound tyres as he heads through the Senna S for the first time. Messes gears up a little bit, but he might well get the toe off White Fountain. He's going to slow down White Fountain. Yeah, he's put the anchors on there.
White Fountain's not going to do that.
Jory's got lost. He's got very much lost. And there's another incident with the hard compound tyres. They're such a liability. Like I say, if you can avoid them, do, because they just do not work.
Yeah, which is why I said I really doubt Jory's choice before the. Or as the drivers join the race, or join the qualifying rather, all the drivers have the choice of tire distribution, is what it's called. And it determines both the distribution for qualifying and then for the race as well. And they can choose between soft, balance, and hard. Soft would give them 4 sets of softs for qualifying, and then a medium and a hard extra for the race. Balanced is 3 sets of softs for qualifying and a medium.
Pull.
And again, what?
Leaky, pull. Good lap.
Oh.
Great lap.
I thought you said "oh" and not "pull."
Yeah, well, I just thought I'd put that in there just in case you hadn't seen it. White Fine's just started behind him, so I'll let you keep talking now.
Yeah, but yeah, so balance means 3 sets of soft and 1 medium for the qualifying, and again a medium and a hard extra on top for the race. And then the harder choice, which is the one Jorid has made, gives you only 2 sets of softs for qualifying, 1 medium and 1 hard, and again a medium and a hard extra for the race.
Everybody's invalidating their laps except for Scorpion at the minute. He's just gone purple in the middle sector according to the graphic. White Fine and Chris both got it all wrong at the start of the lap, so Lukey's pole stands at the minute unless Scorpion can beat it, which he can't. He goes 6th. And Lukey's just started 1 and OKK's just started 1, but yeah, Lukey and Hamilton on the front row at the minute. Something we weren't really expecting, I guess. Really well. I thought Hamilton would be up there.
Cam also hasn't invalidated his lap, but he's on probably an in-lap. So
yeah, it doesn't look too quick,
but
does
well
it?
done, Cam. Well done. We gotta give it. Come on.
Thank you.
Yeah.
For
Look
not
at this.
invalidating your in-lap.
White Fine's going again. Or is he maybe just finishing a lap to see where he would have been? But he's going again. He hasn't got the ERS to get there. He hasn't got the mileage.
He doesn't.
But he does seem to have the fuel. He does seem to have the fuel though, because it's not blinking on his dash yet.
Well, he has the fuel to make it around the track one more time. Obviously, I think what this is he tries to rush to the pit lane, so he has some time to prepare for his final run. I know it's still 5 minutes 45 left, but maybe. Oh, there you go. There's the blinking fuel light now. So he's going into the pits for sure. Yeah, I think he wants to go to the pits. Maybe he needs a bathroom break. I'm not sure, but it kind of looks like it, because after this, once he gets into the pits with 5 minutes or so left, he's still going to have enough time to start his final run.
Yeah, well, he'll get in the pits. He probably could have actually finished that and offered it back in again, because honestly, you can cross that line with 4 minutes to go and get back anyway. It is very short to get in and out, but he's pinning anyway.
His fuel again.
Well, yeah,
fuel.
Yeah.
The light is now blinking.
Right, so Chris has just gone purple, and that seems more likely actually to be a purple as he heads up to the top of the hill. This is his 2nd lap on these tires. He invalidated just like White Fine did before, except he had the fuel to go the distance and try again. But will he go P1? No. He'll go P3. Vitinho behind goes P5. A little improvement, but it feels like he can still make a lot more time.
Vitinho's off.
As he forgets where the corner is there and takes a little excursion.
In his defense, it is quite a tricky corner. It starts way before the apex actually comes around. It's like a bending corner where you have to already turn left in the braking zone slightly. And I think Vitinho just forgot about that in the heat of the moment there. He was just happy that he got his lap done and just forgot about that. But yeah, it is a tricky corner, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see 1 or 2 drivers in turn 1. Maybe not on lap 1, but certainly over the course of the race in turn 1, take the same route.
What do you think about this? Jorid on the hards, only 1.6 seconds off. I know it's a short lap, I know it's a very small amount of time, but he might be up there at the end when he sticks some softs on. He only have 1 try at it, mind you, but that's a decent enough try on the hards to give a little bit of hope. Mind you, technically he could just sit there and start on the hards if he fancies, but I don't think he would do that.
Meanwhile, we now have every driver in the pits. There's Chris is the last one to make his way into them, and
take your time, like, come on.
This is getting boring. No on track. Cam, come on, go out there.
Be the ringleader.
No, we're not telling you anything. Don't worry.
Get out there now, or you're fired from the qualifying squad. You've been fired from the race squad, and you'll be fired from the qualifying squad too.
Jeez. But yeah, this is the calm before the storm, as I like to call it, on most tracks. Oh, we hear some engine.
It's a
I
Ferrari.
Think it's Lukey. It's Lukey.
It is,
Chris
yes.
just came in. Obviously, it has to be Lukey, and there we go. He is going to be the first one out of his pit stall, and
bunny hopping out of his
Renault.
pit stall.
That is Vitinho as well.
Look at the old bunny hop out of
It
the
can't
pits.
be TV, we know that. So we have the two drivers who are part of, well, we're both drivers of the same team are here. And there goes Chris as well.
Yeah, they're all coming now.
And
Hamilton,
yep,
okay,
now
K2.
It has started. White Fountain is still taking a lot of time. But as I said before, 1 minute 40 is roughly the point where you would want to go. There goes White Fountain.
I mean, as long as you're at the pit lane exit line at 1 minute, then you're fine. So really, you've got such a massive amount of time still. But we'll just make sure everyone gets out first, because I mean we're still waiting on Jorit. He's on medium, so he is trying something different, and he is going out on them. I think I can hear his car revving up, and that will be an interesting strategy call. He's gonna take advantage of the lower numbers and try something different here. And indeed, he is out on those mediums. But will he get to the line on time?
Meanwhile, the Podium Tier race has finished, so welcome to all the viewers who came from there. For those who haven't watched, I'm trying to bring up the results. Unfortunately, I can't for some reason.
Probably not the time for that at the minute, is it really? We've got these massive laps coming in now, Austin. We'll do that a bit later.
Yeah, I mean, they're still all on the outlap, apart from Lukey.
Yeah. He could get pole. He's the pole sitter at the minute.
Well, fair enough.
It's kind of an important lap, this. He's down in the first sector, mind you, but it's not by much. I'm noticing... invalid. I'm noticing White Fountain was held up a lot there by Luke, and he's still right on him. He's got to look at him. He's going to be so close. That's not a very good position to be in, I don't think. But anyway, we'll catch up with him later on. I'm going to watch Vitinho. Let's watch Vitinho.
I'm on Vitinho right now as well. He was the first one to come across the line, hopefully, who doesn't invalidate his lap.
Well, he'll cross the line and Hamilton will straight after, so we need to be aware of this, because these could both be pole laps right now.
Exactly. Let's see, second sector for Vitinho. He goes purple, and so does Hamilton.
And none of them are quite quick enough at the minute to beat Lukey. But it's all about this ERS for Vitinho, especially. Will he derate? He will derate.
Yellow flag, sector 2 and 3.
He's derated. Vitinho's not going to get pulled with that. Hamilton, close but not quite there. Chris, he's up by just over 2/10 at the minute. If he can hold it up to the line.
He can get it.
P2, so close. And White Fountain.
It's a Ferrari 1-2 for now, though.
Do you know what? He didn't let himself get too close. He could have a chance on DRS right now. He didn't let himself get too close. Luke Keg, of course, as well, could be on a good lap. He's stayed a decent distance, so he could be on pace too. Which one of these two will have the quicker time, I wonder? Luke Keg up to the line, first of all, will go fourth, and White Fountain will replace
him down again. And we still have Scorpion coming through the final
corner
right now. Cam.
Hit the wall.
P7.
He hit the wall.
Also comes. Scorpion is next. Scorpion across the line.
Ooh, that was close to invalidating.
Yeah, it really was, but he stays in P8 for now, and Jorit on the mediums.
Good lap, P9.
P9, yeah. Moves up one at least, but not much further than that. But hey, inside the top 10 on the mediums, you know, is a pretty good situation for him.
So Cam, I've never seen this technique before where you hit the wall as you're crossing the line. Is that something you came up with, or was that just someone else's idea?
It was White Fountains, actually.
Ah, right. Well, that's probably why he's fourth then. That must be one of his worst qualifyings of the season. We've got a British top three for like the first time ever. Ferrari from Haas. The Ferrari takeover is finally happening. Bit late now for their constructors' fight.
Too late.
But better late than never, I guess, for their own satisfaction. It's a typical Ferrari thing to do this. You get your hopes up at the end of a season and you'll be nowhere by the time the next one starts. But anyway, yeah, Ferrari front row and Hamilton now fighting Luke, Vitinho, Cal, Scorpion, Jorico, KKTB and Baboon J. Phew.
That was quick.
Luckily there wasn't a bigger grid. Spaniard as well. Sorry, forget.
Yeah, Spaniard
he's there
too.
Speed rival and ex-Mary G.
Yeah. Look at that. Blue skies everywhere.
So, Cam, well done for not lying to us about the weather forecast. As if Owen didn't trust you, apparently.
You've been wrong before.
Have I?
No, he hasn't.
It was what? I don't remember which race it was, but it rained, and you didn't mention that.
No. He
it
said,
rained
he
late
said
on.
he said it gets darker.
Yeah, it gets darker, and then just it starts raining. We're like, you didn't say this was gonna happen. Sorry. Anyway, yeah, well done. You got this one right.
Jeez, Owen.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh man.
Getting better. Right.
Calm yourself.
So since the championship is all over, I think, like I said I would do this. We're going to do a bit of a livery review. Austin can help us out with this one because listen, right, we've got all the new liveries coming in soon, and so we'll just go team by team, and I'll let you all see them as if you don't know what they look like already. Once we get this lap started, and we'll give our thoughts on it, and that'll be a good way to waste a lap, because you're probably all sick of helmet review by now, and Scorpion has the best one, in my opinion. Today he's got the Arrow, St. Peterson Arrow livery, McLaren livery, for the IndyCar. You probably don't know what I'm talking about. You have to be an IndyCar fan to know all the way, but it's that design, basically. Right, let's start from the top, shall we? Wiltner. Mercedes, yeah, it's decent enough. You know, I don't think that many people agree with me, but that is their best livery ever. If they're not going to top that this year. That's the best livery they've ever come up with. Same with Ferrari.
You think
they're
that
not going to top that either?
Hold on. You think that Mercedes livery is the best ever?
Yes. That's so beautiful.
Are you alright? Are you okay in your mind?
Well, which one's better then? Which one's better?
Almost everyone. Every which one of them.
Well, you're telling me all the Mercedes liveries that came before were better than this.
Yeah,
what's
for
your
the most part.
problem? What is your problem?
Oh
my goodness!
With Ferrari has a long history.
Oh, I love this. I love this one though. The maps.
I still gotta say the early 2000s Ferraris were the best.
Yeah, but this one with Mission Winnow on it is you can't beat it. It's brilliant.
Another hidden tobacco advertisement. Great. I like the tobacco advertisements when they were on the nose, when it had Marlboro all over the rear wing.
You know, I'll be honest with you here.
At least you knew what was going on. Now Mission Winnow or Winnow, however you pronounce it.
Grossly didn't realise how this would take so long. White fighting in his Red Bull. I'm honest with you, I really wish they would just put one of their testing liveries on it now.
Yes,
give us the one.
Livery.
Give us both. Just give us a mix of both for the last two. Because honestly, this is nice, but it's just old, you know. Renault, I'm sick of it. Renault, I'm sick of it. Get some white on there. I know they're going to do that this year, I think. But
Renault
get some
white. No, but more yellow, less black, more yellow.
Well, no, go black, white, and yellow. That's their old color scheme. They bring that back, I think, this year. Anyway, we'll go for the rest of them when the safety car comes out, because we will get one. You can see that Spaniard. Well, we'll get Haas out of the way. This is crap. I'm so happy we've got the new one that looks like a Penske, and I love the Penskes, and so this is. I can't wait to get rid of this. It's awful. But we'll go through the rest of them later on, because we've got 13 drivers on the grid. We've got Sao Paulo ready to entertain us with some fantastic racing over the next 36 laps. And when the firelights go out, we've got one of the shortest runs to turn one all season. Ferrari front row lockout? I don't think that's ever happened before. Will they keep it? Let's see. A lot of wheel spin from Chris on the start. And I think he'll be okay to turn one though, because I don't think Hamilton did a decent start either. Side by side ahead.
Attacks Hamilton. I think this might be the battle for the rest of the race.
Really not too good.
Someone spun. That is Vitinho at his home race of all places.
That's really not good.
Lost some front wing as well.
He's crashed into about 4 other cars. They may all be damaged. We'll need to wait and see as they come through. Spaniard, I think, is damaged. Yep. No, he's okay actually. Sorry, he's all right. Sorry, I got that wrong.
Babunje is massively damaged. Both sides of the front wing. Okiki is
damaged.
Left side damage.
And Vitinho, I think he actually backed it into the wall. He might be all right.
Yeah, Scorpion is fine on both sides, so no damage for him. Spaniard I can't see, but you said no damage, right?
Yeah, no damage.
Yeah, the winner of the start right now basically is TB, and the Spaniard obviously, who started from last because he didn't partake in qualifying, and TB as well, already 3 positions up from 11th to P8.
Jury already losing touch of Cam ahead as he's on his mediums. Only driver on the grid to be on the mediums. Really doesn't surprise me that, but we'll see how the strategy plays out for him. Maybe he'll be hoping.
Stays out.
Well, like I say, he backed it into the wall. I think he only backed it into the wall.
Yeah, but no, he does have some front wing damage.
He does
it's not
too.
Massive.
Yeah.
It is not massive. It's just one end plate, it seems, and not much more on the left side.
It's the end fence. Not even the end plate. It's the end fence that's gone. As a Spaniard on the inside of TB nearly makes contact, but doesn't quite get the move done. He was lucky to avoid all that carnage because, of course, he started last in the race, so he was good to get out of there alive and racing away. But yeah, Jury on the minute. Oh wow, Spaniard nearly into the back. He's driving a bit recklessly at the minute, but he hasn't crashed yet. But yeah, Jury 1.1 seconds off already, and that DRS train all the way down to P6 will start to pull away once the DRS is activated, of course, on the next lap.
Yes, indeed, and the detection point. Remember, on this track there are two. So two
you
DRS
can see them on the map for once.
Two.
Everyone knows where they are. Now look at it. It's beautiful.
Yes.
It's so beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, I can't see them because I only have the mini map on, but
well, anyone on the stream who's watching knows that I've got the full track map, so you can all see it.
Yes. Yeah. So in turn 2, basically,
Has Cam made a mistake? He's lost about a second there. Sorry to interrupt, but he's lost a second, and he's now got Jury in DRS of him.
Yeah, the thing is, I had a little bit of a bug going on where everyone down from P5 was shown with over a minute behind the top 4. So I can't really tell you because the timing screen for me was slightly bugged.
Yeah, it's always bugged on that too. It always fixes itself eventually, but yeah. Maybe that's what it was then. Maybe it just seemed wrong. Maybe I was looking at the wrong gap. But either way, Cam into the clutches of Jury all of a sudden. And it wasn't as close as this on the last lap. I know that. It wasn't. So, yeah, but look at the ERS usage. Jury's used a lot, as has TB and Spaniard. A lot are using their ERS quite early.
Ooh, White Fountain going quite deep into turn 11, or on the exit of turn 11, almost spins out on the curb there, but keeps it together for turn 12, and he's trying to put Hamilton under pressure, but it's not there. It's not nearly
Look
there.
at this train for P6. This is going to get feisty. This could be free wide. It is free wide. Who gets this one into turn 1? TB's Jury. Cam. It's TB a bit
TB
wide.
goes deep.
And Cam gets ahead of the two of them somehow.
Spaniard now right next to TB. They're fighting down. Oh, TB, don't cut him off. Oh, wow, that was close. I think, yeah, Spaniard slightly lifted off there, and I think that was a good call from Spaniard there, lifting off the throttle to let TB through. Otherwise, those two would have had basically the same moment that Vettel and Leclerc had at the same very spot.
TB on the grass in turn 6. That's not the line that you want to be on at all, trust me. But yeah, that was incredible. I was surprised Cam managed to nick back through there on the outside of turn 2, but it was good driving there to not get too worried by the fact there were 2 cars alongside him. What it does mean, of course, is that 3.3 seconds now between 6th and 5th. That really is a 2-train race already. Jury, I think he might have been tapped there. He certainly was seemingly being pushed a bit wide. He's under a lot of pressure up through the final corner now. And DRS going to be activated right now.
We can have another 3 wide.
We will, I think. Yeah, you're right, because here we go to turn...
Spaniard.
Had to cut him off right there, didn't
he? Spaniard again lifts off. And again, I would say rightfully so. Spaniard, I think, is being very smart here. He only goes
there
for the move. Yeah, Jorrit and TB with Spaniard watching right behind him. Best race, best seat in the whole on the whole track.
Well, Scorpion probably has surely going to get by now, but he's not able to do it on there. But Jorrit fancies it, but doesn't quite get it done. He's got to really get a move on now, but he doesn't want to lose more positions because he's got that train behind.
He has no ERS either.
Only a couple of cars, but yeah, well, yeah.
Jordan is down to 10%.
Yeah, it's
and for those viewers who don't know, 10% means that if you fall under 10%, your power output is halved. So even if you put it in overtake, you only get half the power that you would normally get from overtake mode.
Hamilton has always been getting quite close into turn 4, but it feels like into turn 1 this time he's getting quite close.
Here comes Spaniard.
He could have a look. We'll see. We'll watch Spaniard first before we try and see the upper.
And is he going to get it done? Jorrit on the inside. They're still side by side. Don't close the door just yet. Jorrit with the better traction. There goes Scorpion through. Ever the opportunist. Oh, they touch. Oh my God! Spaniard almost puts it into the wall. That would have been his race over, and it would have been
he still gets the move done to Scorpion.
Crash.
That'd be some move he can make. That he was sideways on that
down
straight.
The inside. That's the softs, maybe. I don't know who's got the upper hand here.
Contact.
He tags Jorrit. Jorrit spins around, tries to keep it. Spins back on track. Ooh, Vitinho gets past, thankfully. Scorpion is waiting for Jorrit, it seems. That's a very...
oh dear.
He gets a 10-second penalty for exceeding. He will get that removed.
Yeah, I think he was trying to let him back through. Sure. Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, Virtual, look at the leaders. Be careful they don't hit each other because they were very close.
Oh,
I want to see.
Babunje has spun on the exit of turn 3 and it's still... What is he doing? Babunje really struggling with his car here. Gets it back under control now.
Well, no front wing, he would be probably wrecking the tires as well at that spin, but...
Yeah, most likely. And now the leaders come towards Babunje, in fact.
Yeah,
and he spins again.
Their deltas will be all over the show because their gaps are changing rapidly all the time. It's going to be really important to see here who actually gets this restart right, because if it happens in this sector, you could do a dive bomb if you just nail this start. Hard to tell, of course, but we're going great now.
And Luki got the better of it, and no
wow,
one
Luke's
really
fallen way off. I don't know if that happens during that or not. Did he hit him? No damage. He just maybe had a bad restart there, but Luke's off the back of that now, and Jay's retired.
We have another yellow.
That's
Vitinho was in the pits, used the VSC here very, very well. And because of the VSC, he will now gain time in the standings here, because obviously they were all slow through this part here, and so the timing of the timer will come down. This is where the restart was, where Vitinho is right now. So the gap 37 seconds between Vitinho and Luki. But Vitinho most likely with another pit stop left to come here, considering I don't think the mediums are going to make it 29 laps.
I think they'll be okay, honestly. I wouldn't be surprised. It could be a soft, medium soft, but I think the guys on the soft at the minute will do about 12 laps on these and 24 on the mediums. That tends to be how it works around here. So maybe he's banking on a safety car too, but I think Vitinho might be alright. We'll wait and see.
Alright.
I could be completely wrong. But
yeah, we are kind of used to that.
Yes. Well,
but yeah, look at Lukic. He's trying to, or he is reeling the top 4 back in. He's getting to the back of White Fountain.
I don't know why he lost all that time in the first place. He was right there, but.
Yeah, I think it was because of a very unlucky virtual safety car restart. That can happen. That you're just in the wrong spot, in the wrong position. It could also be that you're in the very right position. For example, if the VSC restart for you happens exactly on the exit of a corner, it's perfect. If it starts on the entry of a corner, it's awful.
Yeah. Well, that's the closest I've seen Chris get to Luki the whole race. I mean, he could have went for that, but he backed off. The two Ferraris working, and we know that they talk in the party, so they're probably strategizing as we go along. But yeah, they've got to work to keep this 1-2. I don't remember the last time they had a 1-2. If they have indeed had one this season, I'm not sure.
I think they were the only ones to have had a 1-2 this season. The Red Bulls didn't have one.
They did? No, they had Russia.
Did
they had 3 in a row. They had 3 in a row because they had Italy. They had 3 in a row. They had Italy. They had Singapore. They had Russia.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Really sure?
Yes.
Are you 100% sure?
Yes.
Okay, alright.
I think.
Oh my god!
And then it did, because the whole Italy debacle, the two Ferraris were in big trouble for that one, because they were having all sorts going on.
Well, it was mostly Chris who was in trouble for that.
Because Simon won that race from on penalties. It was changed, so yeah, so White Fine won that one from Scorpion, or not Scorpion, what's his face, Simon, and then Scorpion, I keep saying Scorpion, I'm getting confused. Right, let's just watch these two in case they crash, then I'll go back to rambling. Right, so it was Italy, it was White Fountain from Simon, same the next time out in Singapore, and then it was Simon from White Fountain in Russia.
Yeah, speaking of White Fountain, it seems like he really isn't on pace. I don't know if this is just a nice little Friday stroll. I can't say Sunday stroll, obviously, because, you know, it's Friday. But, I don't know if this is just a nice little Friday evening out on track, or if that's really just his pace for this track.
They've probably all got it under control. I mean, they're all saving ARS, they're all trying to be nice and tactical with all this, but it looks like Hamilton has a really good chance right now on the back of Chris. Let's see if he can get himself past into turn one.
The issue is that, yes, he gets the slipstream and the DRS, but so does Chris. He gets it off the Luki, and he pushes him. Is that front wing damage?
No, it's fine, it's fine. It's fine, he's going to get the exit. Do you know what? This might be a bit dodgy, but he will go for it. We know Chris likes to defend hard, and we know a little touch won't help his mood.
Chris doesn't take the slipstream.
Well, he's defended, isn't he? Oh, that's
did he?
Really just nudging him off the track. We're seeing Italy back again. But you could argue that that one is a bit justified, if I'm honest. And White Fountain nearly went by.
I'm not sure. I think that was, again, a little bit too harsh. I'm more of a gentleman driver myself. I don't do that kind of stuff. I don't defend that hard. We know Chris does. To be fair, my judgment, if you remember the real-life Austrian Grand Prix with the Verstappen-Leclerc overtake, I thought that should have been a penalty on Verstappen. That's how...
Snowflake. Well, look at this. Chris is out of DRS. He's in real trouble now. He's got White Fountain and Luke on this now. I think last lap he had a right to shove Hamilton a bit wide. Didn't force him off and kill him, but now they've had their contacts. Both of them have had an incident with each other. Now they have to fight fairly. If they keep barging, then it'll be a bit dodgy. And they've just barged. So look at White Fountain. He's going to take it. Wow! That was contact. So nearly contact, but surely Hamilton's going to get them both. Oh dear.
White Fountain spins.
Both damaged. Luke and White Fountain damaged.
Chris is out, not out of the race, but out of the track.
Lost.
From the track.
Yeah, we wonder what happened there, because I was too busy watching White Fountain and Luke, and he just
Cam
spun.
and TB. Cam has to take evasive action
he
there.
won't keep that.
TB.
I don't think he'll keep that position.
Oh, look at Chris now sliding all over the place. That's the warm tyres, overheated tyres.
Lukey's lost the lead already. That was quick. Hamilton into the lead.
Must have been an opportunistic move. I would guess into turn 8 probably.
Well. I tell you what.
I would do it.
White Fountain and Luke, I think, will have to pit. Both of their front wings were damaged in that accident. Chris is now. He's not gone.
Luke stays out. White Fountain comes in.
I don't know what to make of Chris though. Did he just light his rears up? Did he get a tap?
Chris comes
possibly.
In.
Did he get a tap? Could have been tapped because
I don't know what happened.
Hamilton was going around the outside.
I saw that White Fountain got a little tag on the inside there, or on the outside rather, which spun him towards the inside. I don't know what happened to Chris. I did not see that.
Yeah.
I just saw him off. For some reason.
It's an odd one, that.
Yeah.
Well, either way, we've got two of the big guns out of it, pretty much, unless we get a safety car. Well, these two are side by side, TB and Cam. You never know what can happen. Up into turn 6 as they nearly collide. TB has to stay behind for the moment, but we have now got a much lesser lead fight. Mind you, it's still close, but it's Hamilton.
I'm looking at the replay right now. We've got a replay. I'm looking at the stream replay, basically. I think what happened is that Chris was trying to shove Hamilton wide.
Oh, right.
But Hamilton did leave it in there, which I think he had the right to. And then Chris got turned around.
So in other words, Chris did go too far this time.
Lukey and Luke are in. Cam comes in. It's only Hamilton really saying that. Well, TV.
Well, of course, this is the time for pit stops anyway. It's the predicted pit stop from myself around lap 12, a little later than that, but Yeah, they're doing what I expected. Front wing change for Luke as well. Hamilton's got a penalty now, so again, we've got to say he's got to keep this under control. He does not want this to be 2 races in a row. He's crossed the line first, but not actually 1. That'd be kind of embarrassing. Now look at Jory. Where's he going to come out in all this? Because he hasn't pitted, of course. He'd really love to be ahead of that Ferrari.
Yeah, he will not
gone.
pit for a long time.
Ferrari's gone, but he did beat Luke out thanks to the front wing change, which is important because safety car comes out. He's in a very nice position. That's what he's hoping for, I assume, with his strategy. I mean, he'd be flying on the end of the sauce, but he's got to do a lot of defending in the meantime.
Look at Luke. Luke is trying to find a way past that Mercedes, and here, as I called it before, the infield of the track, it's not really there. Yellow flag sector 1.
It's KK. KK.
Oh,
really slow. Hamilton's got a 5-second penalty for speeding, and he's now got 8 seconds overall. But look at this, Luke! Oh, wow! Outside of the dive. That's how you do it.
Yeah, and Hamilton does not serve their 5-second penalty, or did not serve their 5-second penalty here at the pit stop. So if he comes into the pits again, he will serve it then. But if he doesn't, it will be added to his final time. So we have to remember that. Hamilton, however, comes out of the pits right ahead of Lukey, 1.0 seconds, 0.9 really. Drops down a little bit there, but he does come out ahead. And Hamilton's still in the lead, but with the 5-second penalty hanging over his head.
And a 3-second penalty on top of that, so it's 8 seconds overall.
There you go.
Slight problem there, and he's going to have to pull away now. And
Remember
he did
how
that
I said earlier
last
that
week.
this track is hard to get penalties on?
Yeah, well, we're sitting them flying and not. Oh, White Fountain's he doesn't need to do that. He does not need to be doing that. He's got Cam all over him. I don't know what position it's to be for in the race. I guess net P4 at the minute for Cam if he can get this done. And you never know what can happen with Luke later on. And the penalties for Hamilton. Cam could be playing himself into a podium fight, which would be nice, obviously. He's against White Fountain, who's on the hards, interestingly, which I have bashed the entire race. And, well, we're going to see how bad they are if White Fountain can't get this under control. It was a bad first lap, and he is making the move on Jorit. But he just didn't have much grip in the middle sector, did White Fountain. That's why Cam was on him. And, yeah, he's got a penalty now, has the Red Bull driver.
That is very uncharacteristic for White Fountain. He is usually one of the very few drivers in the whole field who stays without any penalties whatsoever. And this time around here at the Brazilian Grand Prix, well, it's going a little bit different for him. 3 seconds for him. And on the hards, I would question, just like you did, you bashed the hards, as you just said. I would question that strategy call as well. I think the mediums are the better tire here. He does get past Jorit, which, to be fair, isn't that hard considering that Jorit is on very old mediums right now. And Cam should be the next one to get an easy overtake on the Mercedes. Well, you can see in the braking zone here how much more confidence the Toro Rosso has.
Oh, Lukey fastest lap. This will be fun to watch in a minute. But let's watch Cam first of all. As you say, it should be a rather easy move. He's got so much more grip. A little bit of lag, but he should be ahead. Isn't he ahead? Yes, he's ahead.
He is, yeah.
Now, this is what I find interesting now, because White Fountain, if he can't close that gap, well, he's not going to get DRS, and surely Cam will catch, and he will have a good chance. So that would be for 4th place on the road, providing he doesn't get overtaken by Jorit here. He thought about going to the inside line, couldn't quite get there, and so stays behind. But yeah, this is really important phase of the race now for White Fountain. He's got to get his foot down. And I don't know if he's capable of doing that on them tyres.
Yeah, for one, the tyres, and for two, we've seen before in the first stint that Luke was on a pretty much faster pace than White Fountain, which we haven't seen from anyone really all season. But yeah, Luke in 3rd place right now. He was fast in the first. There was a 2.5 second gap, and Luke closed that right after the VSC, and now White Fountain is in the opposite position. Instead of trying to keep a gap behind himself to Luke, he now has to try to close.
Lukey penalty,
ahead.
that's important.
And Cam is almost in DRS range of White Fountain.
He was, but he wasn't using it. He wasn't using it. He was in.
No,
the blinking light was on. He didn't use it.
Well, it wasn't on for me.
Oh, well, it was on for me. And TB's just got by
It's
Jory.
on now, and he is using it. It's on now, and he is using it.
Must have been a game thing then. But TB, haven't really talked about the Renaults too much after their accidents, but him and the Spaniard for that matter, look, quite the fight for third place potentially brewing here. Pretty much F1 down to Vitinho, and ignoring Jorit. Oh, he's just crashed into TB. He's not going to get around the outside there. So, not on the inside either. That's not a good idea. That's going to hold it all up. He's not happy. They're both not happy.
Oh, wow. TB with a little bit of retaliation there. If you push me on the inside, I'll push you on the inside. And I think it's a little tit for tat there between the two of them. But in the end, TB gets the position. And as I tend to be a gentleman driver, as you said, a snowflake. I really don't appreciate that, Owen.
Yeah. That's what a snowflake would say.
I think this one was fair. I mean, both were pushing a little bit here and there, but if both do it, it's fine.
Nice on the inside there. He really had to dump in that one, and TB wasn't impressed either. And here comes the Spaniard ahead of one. Will he get ahead of the other one? We'll wait and see. I don't know if he's close enough to Jory at the minute. He's not using DRS, it's not working. His DRS is not working, the Spaniard.
Yeah, I have to say that I'm wondering why Jorit is even fighting this.
He's got to. He has to.
I mean, sure there's a chance of a VSC or a safety car. I mean, yeah, I understand. But other than that, he's just hurting himself as well as the other drivers behind him.
These are cars. These are cars. He doesn't care about the cars ahead, I don't think. If he keeps all these cars behind, if they all go past, they'll pull away. He's got to stay. He's got to stay ahead until the pit stops, because he wants that P6 to be reserved for him. Because he knows he will be in free air regardless of when he pits. So he's just got to make sure he keeps as many behind him as possible. But he's not going to do that with that speed of the final corner. No, no, no. Outside, here comes Spaniard. And look at Vitinho and TB as well. They'll be on their way, I'm sure. Look at the run for TB. And, well, these two already have a bit of a love affair. Crashing. Time to go again.
The braking zone there. Past Jory. Jory tries to stick it in there. And it wasn't on. It wasn't on. And now Vitinho runs into him as well. It's kind of the situation that we've seen with Verstappen and Ocon in the same corner. Except that this time... Can I please finish?
No, it's not.
Except that this time... Vitinho?
He really... That could be a safety car. This will be a safety car, I think.
I think... I think Vitinho...
Virtual safety car. Virtual only.
It is a VSC. It is... I mean, it should be a real safety car, to be honest.
Should be, yeah.
I think Vitinho was just trying to take Jorit out.
He just stopped himself at the last second. He did. He pulled out of it. He pulled out of it.
The question is whether he deliberately pulled out of it or whether he just failed.
No, he pulled out of it deliberately.
Okay, but
I was on board. Didn't look like he was. If he was trying to hit me, we would have hit him.
I was on board too.
And look at Jorit's just flying along. He doesn't care. He'll be
drive-through penalties
straight into the pits to retire, I think.
Yeah, it could be.
What a stupid way to end the race for him. He just didn't need to do that.
Another 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane because he didn't care there.
As we go green again, he's not actually retired. He's going on the soft, so he'll go for some fastest lap points, I guess. But he's got so many drive-throughs. I guess you can just do some soft runs now. But yeah, what a silly situation. But yeah, I'm with you. I think I should have been a safety car as well.
Yeah, Hamilton, meanwhile, missed the apex of turn 10 right there. Should allow Lukey to get a little bit close of it.
No, he's not going to do that.
Hamilton is really strong here in terms of pace. And Lukey doesn't seem to have the pace to go along with him. 1.5 seconds the gap pretty much right now. See how it develops over the next couple of laps. I would expect it to go slightly up, if anything.
Yeah, that's what's been
But
like the
it would
last
have
few
to-
laps.
It would have to go up massively though for Hamilton to drive out that 8-second gap.
It's 5 seconds now because Lukey has a penalty, so he only needs 5 seconds, and Cam
well-
needs to stop himself crashing. He nearly went off there.
Yeah, he's still trying to reel in Wayfound. He does have DRS, but he didn't get a good exit out of turn 3, and so
He's all over the road.
Yeah.
He's overdriving him.
Overheated tires possibly as well from pushing too hard. It goes white there. Scorpion into the pits.
Look at this. Jory on the back of Chris. These are two very, very angry drivers.
Yeah, I think that's a great way to put it.
And we also got Scorpion and OKK. That'll be quite close as well. OKK will go right into that slipstream and try and get by. Will he go to the inside? He thought about it.
He looked, he tried, but it wasn't really on. Meanwhile, the gap ahead, P1, P2 still roughly stays the same, 1.4. If anything, Lukey has gained a tenth or two on Hamilton, so not exactly what I was expecting, but Lukey can stay with SOR Hamilton for now.
Yeah, after the penalty, Lukey's had no warnings, and Hamilton's had one.
Yeah, now watch for Jorrit and Chris here. Oh. As he said, two angry drivers.
Oh! Oh my goodness
again.
me. That
Chris,
is
are you okay?
disqualified.
And Jorrit disqualified for ignoring a drive-through penalty.
What's Chris
Are
still
you
crashed into? Oh, he tried to
serious?
crash it. He tried to crash into him, but he didn't manage it.
Are you serious?
Oh, come on.
Disqualified.
Oh, you stupid man. Well, that promotes everyone.
But it promotes the bottom three.
Yeah.
Chris, Scorpion, Okeki.
One more disqualification for Team News in the points. Not gonna get them points, obviously, but
Exactly.
it's there.
No, to be in the points, you have to actually get the points. That means 90% of the race done. Otherwise, you're not in the points.
Yeah.
But hold on, does that mean that no one is going to get a fastest lap point outside the top 10?
Yes.
That's unlucky.
Well, it's their fault for not finishing, isn't it?
Fair enough.
I mean, Jory could easily have just kept going for fast laps and done his drive-throughs and just gone for fast laps, but he didn't.
Yeah.
Idiot. Oh, I've just done the thing. Oops.
Owen,
He is, though.
we talked about this.
He is, though.
We talked about this.
You're telling me that wasn't stupid.
I didn't say that. I'm just saying don't insult people. Man,
I had high hopes for him, though. I'm disappointed.
I would just like to work with professionals for once.
My God. Unbelievable. Snowflake.
Okiki.
Again.
Wow. Meanwhile, Okiki is the first one to be lapped here as he goes for another set of the softs. Trying to at least get the fastest lap inside the top 10.
That could be
He's
quite
gonna
a
have
fight,
to
you
battle.
know. Because
Yeah, he's going to have to battle with Scorpion for that one. Maybe even Chris. I'm not sure if Chris is going to go for that.
TB possibly.
TB possibly, yeah.
Maybe that one's a bit of a long shot, but could do it. Could fancy it. Anyway, that lead
It really
is...
depends. For TB, it depends on what Chris and Scorpion are doing.
Well, yeah, exactly. Hamilton had that gap nearly at 2 seconds. It is still slowly rising, but he needs to be raising it by more. I mean, Lukey gets another penalty, and then 2 seconds is all he needs, but he at the minute needs 5. And that would mean that yet again we see him cross the line to finish first, but lose it on penalties.
Yeah, and the
Still,
issue,
11 laps to go. Could still do it.
The issue for Hamilton is that Lukey does not have a single additional warning to that one penalty he already has, so he can afford 2 more warnings and still get away
ERS,
with it.
though, look at the ERS. Just look at the ERS. Lukey's is grim compared to Hamilton's. As you say, under 10% is half deployment, and it's not like he's going to be deployed much anyway, Lukey, with the amount he's got, so that could work to Hamilton's advantage, 1 lap older mediums could possibly help as well. Still, it needs a bit of a long shot. But
yeah, well, depending on the ERS, there is a chance, I would say. The thing on this track here is, as I mentioned before, you really only have about 5 heavy braking zones, and that's being generous, because if we're brutally honest, you really only have about 2. It's turn 1 and turn 4 after the DRS zones. And you need heavy braking zones because that's where you harvest your ERS energy. The rest of the track is very flowing, very fast. You have this long section here where you deploy a lot of energy and you deplete your ERS load plenty. And then you get here through the center S and you don't regain much. And then you get another long straight where, you know, it's full throttle for the most part. And yeah.
Okay,
it's really tough.
Well, it hasn't crashed, it's spun.
Yeah, it's really tough to manage it. And I have to say, once again, Hamilton, being the newbie, if you will, does a very, very good job of that. And not only does he have the racecraft, not only does he have the pace, but he even seems to manage the ERS fantastically well.
If he could just get his penalties under control, then he would be in a position. I mean, he'll probably be in this tier again next season, more than likely. So, I mean, this would be preparation for that, certainly. He could certainly be poised himself as a title contender already.
Yeah, I mean, with White Fountain leaving to the next higher tier, that is certainly an opportunity for Hamilton. I think if Chris stays, which, you know, I mean, he is race premium, but with his driving,
good driving, though, is it?
I gotta say,
today proved it again. Sadly,
Hamilton, the very, let's say, the very early One Hub Racing betting market for the Precision Tier title next season does have Hamilton and Lukey at some very, very good odds.
Do you know, if I'm honest with you, this probably wouldn't be called Precision Tier next season. I was talking to Jess about this yesterday.
Yes. This tier is what I'm talking about, okay?
Yeah, this tier. Its name more than likely subject to change because it makes no sense. I need to talk to Nick about this, but think about it.
Let's do this internally.
No. I just want to point out for anyone else who finds it funny like I do, the Podium Tier at the start of the season was the 4th best tier. Now it is the 3rd best tier, so I reckon we'll probably be Podium Tier next season because we'll still be the 3rd best tier. Podiums are, you know, for top 3, and you often say, oh, 3rd place, that's a podium. Say 4th place, that's a podium. So just thought I'd mention it probably won't be Precision next season because I will put my foot down and tell Nick he's wrong, and then I'll get fired. But there. Anyway, gap is now going up. Yay! 2.3 seconds nearly.
Yeah, and with if Lukey does get another penalty, there's a chance. But again, as I said before, Lukey, I'm looking again, and he still hasn't picked up an additional warning, so you can still afford 2 without any further repercussions. So really, Hamilton needs to pull out another 2.6, 2.7 seconds of a gap in the final 7.5 laps of this race.
Cam has had an accident out there. He's lost his front wings, so he's changing it. Spaniard up to 5th.
From last.
Just going to put it out there. Spaniard's 5th. Bit early for driver today, but Spaniard's 5th.
If you tell me again who I have to choose for driver of the day, I'm going to come to Northern Ireland, and you won't like it.
Just while we've got a little bit of a lull, by the way, in the race before Scorpion gets murdered by Chris. Now we just quickly go through the rest of the liveries. I know it's a bit of a weird time to do it, but I just remembered it there. No, we haven't done it yet. Racing Point is a bit of a mess, isn't it?
I was hoping we could get through the race without this.
It's pink, but it's also blue, but it's also white, and if you ever ride on board with it, it's a total mess. I hope they fix it for this season, man. It's too complicated.
I mean, they will certainly fix it for next season, that's for sure.
Yeah, but they need to fix it now.
With the news that it will no longer be Racing Point, which
please be green.
I mean, it will be. It's going to be Aston Martin. Yes, it will be green. It will be British Racing Green.
I love to see it. Love to see it.
I'm just not going to say anything.
Anyway, rest the deliveries quickly because we're about to see a fight.
No!
Toro Rosso. Yeah, I'm a bit sick of it now. I hope AlphaTauri is going to be a bit better than that. This McLaren's about to get brutally destroyed.
Remember the Toro Rosso of Vettel's win at Monza?
Oh,
that was beautiful.
That was beautiful. I mean, I like
the really dark blue and the red. Oh, it just played together perfectly. Without the yellow, just ditch the yellow. Just screw that. And it's just the dark blue, the really dark blue, almost black. And the red, the dark red, the I don't know what you call it.
The Bull was like, the Bull was so much better than the actual Red Bull's Bull.
Yeah.
Funny that. But yeah, like I say, Toro Rosso, hopefully we get a bit of a better AlphaTauri design. Matte black and silver, anyone? Anyway, Scorpion, yeah, I'm sick of this McLaren. I saw the Arrow McLaren today for IndyCar, and yeah, that please, I'd like that on this car. The black is a major feature, and I like it, and I want it on that.
Let's talk about Williams.
The toothpaste car is a bit
yes.
It's going to be red this year, we all think. They've teased it's going to be red, so we'll see what they do with red. Maybe they'll do
why is it going to be red?
Rocket. So they're gonna go full send on the red, I think, this time, because all the teasers they've teased it to be red. The teaser today was all red based, so yeah.
I see.
Right. Speaking of red, let's see if the red mist descends on Chris here.
The gap. Oh wow! The gap between Hamilton and Luki has gone up to 3 seconds.
Yeah, it's still
meanwhile,
not quick enough. He needs
it's
more.
It's only but it's only 2 more. I mean, the gap was at 1.5 for like 5 laps, and then now it starts to creep up, and it's gone up massively. 2 seconds in 5 laps. That's possible for sure. Hamilton must have found. Luki is low on fuel as well.
Yeah, but
Luki has the yellow fuel warning. He has to save. Not only does he have to save ERS, he now has to save fuel as well and manage the gap ahead to Hamilton under 5 seconds. Hamilton is in a really good position here right now. This can heat up towards the end of the race right now.
Yeah, but the gap's closing.
I mean, kind of, not really.
In the middle sector, he's still strong enough at the minute, is Luki. That's what's doing it. Yeah, sure,
yeah.
In the straights it's okay, but Hamilton's not looking too good on ERS either right now, and in fact Luki's gaining on him on the straights. So
Hamilton is not looking good on ERS on the end of the long straight. That's pretty natural.
Look at this.
He regains everywhere from turn 4 all the way to turn 12. That's where he regains the energy. That's just how the track works.
Yeah, but it's not pulling away anymore. It was much higher before.
It was much higher before, but
it's very similar.
If Luki makes one mistake and loses himself a second or 2, it's not out of the question, really. And remember, with all the things Luki has to watch out for now, the fuel, the ERS, his tires, he might. I'm not gonna say he's gonna be overburdened, let's say, or he's gonna be, he's not gonna be focused enough. But it certainly increases the chances of him making a mistake, and I would say that was a good exit out of the. Out of Jung Sao, out of the final real corner. Definitely lost him a 10th there, up to 3.2, but only 3 laps left to go. He would have to lose a whole boatload of time by now. Basically, we're talking 6/10 a lap.
Are you seeing this? These two have been dinged on the last few laps, and they've just hit each other. Getting kind of tense in there. But yeah, Scorpion ahead for the 2nd time. Let's see if we can actually keep it this time. And as you try to hype up a gap that just isn't growing at the minute. Actually, looking at ERS, it's much better for Hamilton this lap. That was into the orange for Luki this time, but his fuel issues aren't as bad as they were before. It's just the fact we're running out of laps now. We keep saying, oh, but he's only got 2 seconds. He's only got 2 seconds. Only got 2 laps.
Yeah, important 2.5 at this point, really.
So,
but yeah,
grim. I think, unless there's a mistake, but I think even at that, just a bit late now.
Yeah, and again, Lukey is still with no warnings, and Hamilton, well, he has one additional warning, but he could afford one as well.
Here's Chris again on the back of Scorpion. He's going to get back by again, I think. Outside line. Scorpion pushes him right out to the outside, and Chris on the exit is going to hit him and push him along that straight. Try and find a way through into 6. Defended on the inside by Scorpion. Chris will go for the undercut there. Yellow flag for Cam. That's not for anyone else. Is it for Cam? Yeah, it's for Cam. He's just spun off again. Scorpion might come up to him here.
And again.
Yeah, be careful, Cam. Don't get hit.
Yeah, he waits for both of them to go through. And smart move, I would say.
But yeah, Chris ready to go for another attack.
Yeah, and Cam spun again. Now the 2 leaders are coming up to him. Oh, Cam, get out of the way, please.
He ghosts anyway, it doesn't matter. Because I'm watching the fight, because here comes Chris again, outside line. In towards turn 1. It's for P7 now, of course. Subject to post-race penalties. But,
The question is, did Hamilton get DRS off of Cam? No, he didn't. Cam got the DRS. That would have been something. Imagine if Hamilton gets the DRS off of Cam, it gains about, what, maybe half a second from it? Oh my god, that would have been...
Oh, look at this! That's so close! And he's out of the race, is Chris. Inside of turn 5, never a good idea.
Yeah.
And you probably saw none of that, did you?
Yeah, we are in the final lap. Yeah, very, very unlucky for Chris there. We're in the final lap now. Gap between Hamilton and Lukey on track 3.5 seconds, which means Lukey would win right now by 1.5 seconds. Doesn't seem like any of them is going to get an additional penalty. And so, yeah, it really comes down to the 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane for Hamilton.
Unless we've miscalculated. I don't think we have, though.
No, we didn't, no.
And that would be, then, how many wins would that be a season for Ferrari? Would that be, I want to say 7?
That would be the fifth win for Ferrari.
Oh, 5th, okay.
Lukey out 3, Chris has won Lukey's 4th win. Hamilton comes across the line, there's the unserved penalty, and there comes Lukey, 1.6 seconds. So Lukey across the line wins the Brazilian Grand Prix.
Luke, I think this will be his first ever podium, won't it? In this racing point?
No, he already had one.
Well, actually, I say that. White Fighting was, 0.08 of a second off.
Wow.
His fastest lap on the final lap as well. Here's the Spaniard. He's my candidate for driver today. I'll put that out there now. I said that earlier.
Okay.
Last to 5th. Good race from him. Cal's finished in 8th. KK will finish 9th. There's TB as well to finish 7th. And Scorpion will be your last finisher. And he will finish in 7th.
Yeah. Fastest lap meanwhile goes to Cam, so he will get 2, 4, 5 points for his 8th place plus fastest lap.
Shimmy gets spinning. But they got a few more there.
So your pick for driver of the day is Spaniard?
Yes.
Alright, I'm going to have to see the results from beginning to end to make my choice.
There's your race winner on the top step of the podium. Ferrari from Haas from Racing Point. They're getting closer. They're getting closer to beating them. Unfortunately, we've only got 1 round left, and I will be here to see it. So I have no idea if we're going to see the dynasty fall. Probably won't, but
probably won't. We're going to see the dynasty fall once White Fountain is promoted to, you know, the other tier.
Well, even with a bad day, we've seen the Ferrari will just come in and pick up the pieces, won't we? I mean, that was a poor race from White Fighting for his standards, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'm quite shocked, I have to say.
Oh, fuck them penalties.
Again, this was probably just a Friday stroll for him.
Yeah.
Scorpion
there.
I think it's you said Spaniard. He's also the only one with no penalties, apart from Cam, who is a lap down and everything. But my pick, I have to say, is it has to be Lukey. I would like to give it to Esteban Hamilton, but again, he has to work on the penalties. I'm going to say this, once Esteban Hamilton gets a penalty-free race, or just one penalty 3 seconds, not a 5 second, only 1 3-second penalty, and wins a race, he gets driver of the day from me. But he ruined it again, second time now that he loses a race win. And Lukey just did the better job overall. I mean, he had the right strategy. He didn't make those mistakes that cost him more than 3 seconds. And in the end, you gotta give it to Lukey. So Lukey and Spaniard are your choices for driver of the day. The poll will be up later today, or will be at some point during the week, that's for sure.
It's a random point, it feels like, sometimes.
Yeah, yeah. On the OneHub Racing Twitter account, at OneHub Racing. And I think we're going to hand it over now to the Pinnacle Tier with Kieran McGinley and Jamie Metcalf, isn't that right?
Well, yeah, but firstly, we've got to mention people who help us out here, remember? The sponsors and stuff. Sort of
Yes.
remember that just there now. So, as you all know, we're sponsored by Next Level Racing. They provide drivers who win the championships with loads of gaming rigs and prizes and stuff. White Fountain probably already has delivered to his house because he won so long ago now. And yeah, they help us out a lot, so cheers to them. I always say it every week, I know there's a discount code, I just don't know what it is. You need to ask Nick or Jess or someone who knows. Also, be aware that if you race premium, you might get a seat. Well, you will get a seat somewhere, and it obviously helps us all out, and it also gives you championships, as we've discovered this season.
Yeah, it gives you championship benefits because, as we mentioned before during the season, the top 4 are all race premium drivers, and P6 and P10 as well. Well, Lukek, I mean, we've seen Lukek today also doing very, very well. So all the race premium drivers are putting in some really good performances.
Indeed. So yeah, pay us some money. I mean, we don't get paid. We don't actually get any of the money.
That was a bit blunt, Owen.
We don't actually get any of the money from this.
No, we don't.
It's unbelievable.
We're just doing this for fun.
Sacrifice.
Because we enjoy this.
Sacrifice our Friday nights and we don't get a single penny.
As if we would do anything else on a Friday night.
Well, I'm not here next week for Valentine's, so I've clearly got some plans, haven't I?
I'm just not going to say anything about that. But yeah, go over now to the Pinnacle Tier race. They are driving right now as well. And look, in the Pinnacle Tier, the championship is still kind of open. Westy up 31 points on Cass G. But it seems like Westy is not on pace in terms of qualifying time right now. He's only 7th with Cass G 4th. So there might be something. We might see this championship go to the very last race. The Constructors' Championships in the Pinnacle Tier also still open, but only really mathematically between Ferrari and Williams. But 81 points the gap there in 2 races. That's pretty tough to win back. But go watch Kieran McGinley, Jeremy Metcalf on the call right there. For us, well, for Owen, for you, this was your final commentary of the season.
I'm gonna cry. Not really.
No, don't.
Not gonna miss it. I've got Sonic movie next week. That's it. Sonic movie. I never got the date. Well, still got a week to try. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna.
I will be there next week, next Friday, for the season finale at the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix.
So yeah, for me that's a very emotional goodbye. I'll see you next season unless I get fired. So I'll see you then. But you'll see Austin next week. You might see Cal unless he's died. Maybe he's got the coronavirus. Could be a solution. It could be. He was coughing quite a bit, you know. But anyway, cheers for watching, everybody, and thanks for supporting this season. And I will see you next season. Austin will see you next week for Abu Dhabi. So safe travels, everyone.